Interview beginning at 1:32 p.m. Wednesday the 7th of March 2018. Prisoner has not slept all night and instead has been laughing. Beginning interview now.
You take care of yourself, right?
Relax. He is heavily restrained. Unit will pick him up and the rest will be history. That is why I have you anyways. You are my eyes and ears.
True, but he is... Well, calling him insane would be an understatement of the century. We'll take turns, just like planned. You go in around 10 minutes and I will follow. Good luck.
Oh, were you talking about me? You see, I have these incredible senses about me, but then again, I am not your average person. Actually, calling myself a person is the biggest joke of all, but not as big as the one I'm about to pull on you.
Do you know why you're locked away right now?
I don't know. Did I spill milk? Why don't you tell me?
You are aware of why you are locked away. So why don't we just spare the fun and games and get talking like we're adults?
You mean drop the gag? Where's the fun in you? If you cannot enjoy a good laugh now and again, what's the point in living? Oh, you people are no fun at all. I was expecting men and women who would join in on the fun. No laughs? Smile for me! Please.
What is your name?
How about you get it out of me by force? Does torture sound attractive?
I shall ask again. What is your name?
See, the way I'd do it is you'd be chained up as I pull out the crowbar, and I'd beat your ribs like a drum until you actually spill the beans. I hate boring introductions.
Name. Now.
Oh, now we're getting aggressive. I like that. Bruce. Call me Bruce.
Funny. We heard you go by the name Jack.
No cheating! That is strictly unfair. Why is it people always cheat against me?
On Christmas Day 2017, on the time of 7:23 p.m., you killed a dozen children and adults with explosive presents and proceeded to skip down the street, laughing.
Well, you know what they say. At least they went out with a bang.
That is not funny. One of them was suffering from a terminal illness. You have no remorse.
Just thank me. It's what I call putting that person out of their misery.
Daniel, permission to punch him?
Amy, shall we change?
Not yet. I'm nowhere close to being done with this freak.
See, I like her. She's complimenting me.
How is calling you a freak a compliment?
Because that is what I am exactly. I confessed it to my brother, and I'm confessing it to you. I'm not like you. I'm not even human. Oh, spoiler alert!
We know. We did a DNA scan on you. And we weren't surprised by you being an alien when we captured you. We've dealt with aliens before.
Is anything I'm going to say actually going to be surprising to you? I miss the days when people could look me in the eyes and disbelieve my words as I convinced them about who I was.
Well, I was going to ask for my next question where you came from.
You won't find it on this map. Or in the history books. Actually, it's never existed.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, you got the alien part right, so I could not be from Earth, which must mean I live on another planet. And the amount of times people have said that about me. But you see, in your terms, I have never lived on any of these planets.
You're not making any sense.
Yeah, I do hate it when I have to explain the punchline. I know you humans were said to be an intelligent lot, but between your lot and the death, they bring out a lot more logic. Think it through! An alien being that exists, but he does not belong anywhere in this universe. Nothing? Pulling teeth with you lot. Fine! I live in another universe. A parallel universe to this one. Happy?
Thank you. Now I can ask. Why exactly did you come over to this universe from your previous one? What reason do you have to terrorize this universe? Or did you destroy your universe?
My dear, you don't know how bad I would love to say the second option. Oh, it makes me giddy. There is a reason, but, well, this is a very long time ago. I can relive the mental flashbacks right now. You see, I previously discovered that a brother of mine that I have such a huge hatred for survived this war that destroyed all of my people. But as well as my hatred for him, I know he needs me so much.
We have a similar case of that happening with an alien we work alongside.
See, ever since his escape, I've done my best to keep a vigilant eye over him. It was far from easy, but adventure to adventure, I managed to follow him through time and space, logging everything he did. And then, it clicked to me. Let's use redundancy to get what I want and tear my universe apart. Unfortunately, Liam began following the breadcrumbs that led him to the plans of my conquest.
This Liam, I assume, is your brother?
You'd actually fall in love with him. The weakness of the human race. Hitting me hard with the curious questions to my actions. He is the opposite, so I assume he'd be some pathetic god for your planet. But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows for him. He too caused crimes which you'd interrogate him for. In fact, he was an inch closer to destroying the whole of our universe than I was.
That is your universe. This is ours. For the past couple of years, you have been causing havoc across the globe, and nobody has been able to put a stop to your actions. Until now. Whatever crimes you caused in your universe is not down to our prosecution.
Unfair treatment, just like Mommy. Anyways, I'm digressing from my enchanting tale. He eventually found out about my plans and my survival of the war. The look on his face, the poor lad was scared and astonished. Poor guy. He had such ambitions to finally terminate me once and for all. And he failed, whereas he tried to save this universe. I was the true savior for it, freeing the universe from your filth. And I almost had him beat. I literally damaged him, made sure he'd struggle, make him suffer. It was all going my direction.
Except it failed. So what stopped you from achieving glory?
The proverbial numbers game. He became such a spineless coward like he was in the war. It was funny how he was rallying up his little crew to take me down, and yet he succeeded, all because I was a man outnumbered. I was robbed from victory! Fortunately, I had a little escape clause open up for me, and I made my escape. Not sure how my brother reacted, but I bet his heart was torn into millions of pieces. And then I landed on your planet. Back in Universe 2, as I call it.
And a good thing, too. I may not know how nuts your universe actually is, but I'm not sadistic. I'd say they got rid of a cancer from that universe.
Oh, I've got inside your head. That is the oldest insult in the book, trying to make me remorseful by tagging me as a cancer. Go on! Bring more insults to the table, I dare you! You would be crapping your pants right now. I am known to break people, and physically too. You honestly have no idea.
Oh, you've barely ruffled my feathers. With your actions we've recorded you doing, and what you're telling me, you are literally nothing but a disease.
No, that is where you're wrong. The troubling issue for me is that you are saying your jimmies aren't even rustled. So why am I such a disease? Why can I sense that anger inside your voice? You're disgusted at my existence. And all I am doing is giving the whole of space and time a reason to smile.
You call murdering innocents an act of happiness?
Yes. If I didn't smile at chaos, I would only feel guilt, and that is not who I am. What were they going to achieve in their pitiful lives anyways? Was little Timmy going to become a revolutionist in technology? Susie was going to be your prime minister? They died for a cause. They are a bunch of people that will no longer infect this universe.
Can I ask a question? And I'm trying to keep my cool here, but has anyone wished for you to die?
Loads of people have done. Especially my brother. And especially you. Don't hide it. Your duty at concealing it is far from discreet. But you know what? I can die when the universe is shaped for the better. Until then, I'll be making trouble all day long. But you know what? I can help you out easily. One thing that always relaxes me if I'm vexed is a nice cup of steaming hot coffee. How about I make some?
No thanks. I'd rather not be drugged by a psychopath.
I don't know what to say up more. The fact you're so stupid to believe I can do such a thing when you've searched me and you and your boyfriend watching me, or the fact you're being such a killjoy by not taking my gratitude.
You don't even have an ounce of kindness in your body. So what is the occasion?
You are the kindest person I've ever met. That is pretty challenging to say, but it's true. I have never felt more compelled by the beauty of power in a human ever. Plus, I've got to stay awake, especially when these guys take me away. I swear, I'm not doing anything suspicious. Here, have a cup. If you don't believe me, I'll drink from the same beaker. Oh, this coffee is greater than the one on my earth. Go ahead.
Ugh, it's cold.
Hey, what do you know? It matches my soul.
That's it. I'm coming in there and...
Amy! I think we should switch. It's nearly time, and you're letting this guy get to you. You say you're not, but you just nearly opened the chance for him to get out of this prison.
Sorry. It's just he's a sick creature. I cannot comprehend why this is normal for him.
Go. Take a break, get some warm coffee, and I'll continue this interview.
Oh, does she have to go so soon? I thought we were getting along. Amy, come back! I have a joke for you!
You are a real asshole. Do you know that?
Hey, language! Little kiddies may be listening to you. Someone ought to get you a beeper.
Enough with the jokes.
But that's like asking humanity to stop breathing. Then again, I nearly actually made that happen. Not so long ago either.
So, care to explain to me why you are like this?
Let me guess. Why I'm crazy. Did I win?
You could say that. So are you going to reveal? Did someone traumatize you when you were younger? Is this natural?
So, it's an origin story you're wanting? Well, I hope you're sitting comfortably. See, I'd like to imagine this psychotic presentation is natural to a degree. A lot of people may assume that this is all part of some stupid gimmick, especially to stand out against my goody-two-shoes brother. But you see, this all dates back to a time of my childhood. Orsella, my planet by the way, in case you're too slow to follow, had houses that would govern regions of the planet. And as cliched as it may be, the truth was that we were the leading power of Orsella. The president at the time was my father, though a lot of people did not have any confidence in him. It was pathetic to hear the supporters cry and moan about a corrupt leader governing Orsella. I mean, it can't be any worse in this country, right?
What does politics have to do with your insanity?
Patience, my young Padawan. Anywho, there was a reason why many idiots on my planet had such concern over his leadership. It wasn't because of broken promises like this world has a habit of showing, but more to do with his personality. He was nuts!
So what you're saying is, it was an illness?
To me, illnesses can be fixed. If a species contracts something diagnosed as an illness, it can be adjusted. This was not really an illness, but more of a curse, a deformity, in the Catterson DNA. See, me and Liam are twins. But because he was born first, someone had to fill the void of second place. And guess who?
What does second place have to do with you being a psychopath?
There is this corruption in the DNA of our family, where through each generation, the second born of that generation develops this deformity. The madness gene, they would call it. Research has always suggested that the second born always goes a bit nuts. But hey, why should I be worried about my mental health? This insanity makes you noticed. It can create fear, and it's one hell of an experience. You call it an illness? I call it a bloody miracle.
Unfortunately for you, it doesn't excuse your killing spree. That is not how you escape incarceration.
Oh well, it was worth a try in the end. No, but did you think these stories would be a plea to free me? Lock me up by all means, do whatever you want to me. I think you're just wanting me to escape. I like a challenge, my dear pal. It gives my mind a reason to feel alive.
I don't want to challenge you. It's not like you could do anything. You are done for. You can escape all by means, but you've got to fight for an hour to escape with the toughest guards we can find. Machines that you can't possibly destroy. And that is if you ever find a way to escape this cell you are in right now. A cell that no man alive has escaped.
I like those odds. Tell me, in the year of 2000, did you ever meet a man who was flabbergasted to tell you that they saw a breathing alien roam around this trashy planet? Of course not, because we were just legends to you, a myth that sounded credible, but you didn't have any legitimacy to show that we were alive. It was belief after belief until your speculation was put to rest. Nobody has ever escaped this present, so why can't I be the first?
Because you have nothing to defend yourself with. You're all flesh with no weapons to aid yourself to get the hell out of here. And yes, you're aware of existence of metahumans. You don't show any signs of power, so I think it's safe to say your chances of escape are far greater than Taylor Swift not making a song about an ex.
Ooh, we have a joker in the audience tonight, boys and girls. But you don't need to worry about me trying to escape. Like I said, do whatever you want to me. I'm open for anything.
What are you planning?
What are you talking about?
Well, you seem so confident that you're giving us permission to do whatever we please to you right after giving us a threatening speech. Whatever you have planned, our men and their machinery will put a stop to your plans not even a minute in process.
You're sending me to a place I can call home. Why would I want to escape?
Because you have something up your sleeve. You have just hinted to a possible escape idea.
No, I am more defying the odds. You humans expect that everything has to have a clean sheet for the rest of your worthless lives, and then it suddenly hits you that nothing lasts forever. When you build a record or a reputation, every time you do become true to your words, it's just another block you put on top of the other one. And what happens when we build a tower with too many blocks? It falls down and crumbles that image you originally had. No, I don't have anything going on right now, because if I did, I'd be free right now. I guarantee your security is basically a nursery if I attempted anything right now.
And why should we believe you right now?
You don't want to know. See, I am like a lion in a zoo. It can be quite tame when it's locked behind the cells with people watching. I find cells to be my comfort zone. Nobody can harm you and you're isolated. Let the door loose, however, and the lion becomes an aggressive murderer, never caring who dies. He will continue killing until he is put down. And that is the situation with me, my friend. If you actually challenged me, I would break you. The difference being is, I'm returning home. So be lucky.
We're just going to keep a precaution over you. It's not like we trust prisoners.
Smartass. You know, I think being locked away, being taunted by you and Miss Quinn, it's quite amusing. I could talk to you guys all day. See, it's just a shame that I am being taken away, but like I said, I'm coming to a place I can call home. It's not all misery and traumatic, hence why I will cherish the time I have here.
I will admit, you are the most bizarre guy we have locked up here. And we have kept aliens that were rabid with no idea on what to do with them.
Bizarre, psychotic nuts, I've heard them all, my friend. It was one of the earliest traits my family labelled me as when I was barely a grown man. Even Liam.
For a guy you hate so much, you do like to talk about him quite a bit.
Oh, sorry, officer. Sorry I cannot reference my own filth without being interrogated about speaking about him quite a bit. That being said, my relationship with my own twin is quite complex. Of course, I hate him, I want him dead, and nothing would put a smile on my face more than to see Liam's final gasp for air take place. It would be quite funny. But, of course, where would I be without him? He made me, essentially. Sure, it could have been a different matter. Liam could have been second born, and there we go. Liam is the insane one. But without his existence, the person you see me as today wouldn't exist.
Isn't that a good thing?
Not really. It isn't like I was the second and last born that my mother spawned. So the chances are you may be interrogating someone else. But then again, chances are they'd snap, since I was the strongest of the bunch. I mean, why else would Liam be beaten in a fair fight?
And what has he done that gets you so mad about his existence? From what you've been telling me, he's nothing but great. A kind person.
And he is greatly, I must admit. I admire his courage to show love despite what he did, killing billions of Orcellians because he could not take out a threat that was murdering and butchering our planet.
But
But you know the amusing story behind this path, and it's a thing that really does crack me up. He claims as if it was something he had no choice in doing. He had a choice. He could have gone out there and died trying. At least it's how I envisioned those with guts. Oh, I tried to save the entire universe, the whole of time and space, but boo-hoo, it was too much for me.
And what did you do to prevent this? Can I ask?
Well, I couldn't do anything. I was exiled from fighting in the war.
How can one person be exiled from fighting in a war? I am sure your people knew how malicious you were as a murderer.
True fact. But I had a secret about my people. They had a plan. And I threatened that unless I got what I wanted, unless they appointed me as their president, the plans they had for people like Liam and the whole surviving freaks would be leaked. And for them to exile me, it was pretty devastating, of course. The lie was that I was their golden boy to protect, but some people will do anything to keep their paranoid secrets from exposure.
Poppycock. Let me play bad cop on you for a moment.
Oh, so what you said before wasn't the bad cop routine.
Silence! The more we've gotten to get along, the more I can see into you and what you really are. All this numbers game, talking about your brother managing to beat you, the talk about you being exiled from war, it is all a disguise to try and not get exposed as a coward. But under those words, when the going gets tough, all you are is a pitiful coward who has no compassion for anyone else's being but your own. You are so busy laughing, being psychotic, and presenting this character of insanity in my eyes. It's pathetic. It is the story of how a man is nothing but weak!
You know what I find more painful? Acknowledging my mother's death. And she was nothing but a selfish, clueless bitch. You actually want to know what I find funny of how salty you're being? You told Miss Quinn to cool down because she was getting a bit of aggression in her. Not as much, I mean, you're too scared to bruise me. I just find it hypocritical you can relieve someone from their duties because she was being a meanie to me. And here you are, trying to humiliate me. How does it feel being the one who got humiliated?
That isn't going to work on me. But I guess the truth doesn't hurt. You're stronger than I thought. Even with brutal honesty, you can't break.
That, or your words are too weak. I'm confused over which one is more true. Though it's pathetic you must cheap shot your way to try and break me. You know how we used to break the strongest of minds back on Orsella? We used to torture them day after day until they cried for their parents. But only one person was immune from this method. I'll give you 3 guesses who.
So even for your kind, you're abnormal. Amy! I believe it's been over 10 minutes.
Huh? Yeah, I'll just do my shift now.
Amy, are you alright? You look like hell and it's only been 10 minutes.
Gee, I must have gotten ill or something. I'll be fine. I have been feeling funny recently. I'll go to sleep after this if you can manage.
Are you sure, Amy? I can do the rest of the shift now if you're not feeling up to the challenge.
I'll call you if I need to retire early. I have unfinished business with this nutcase.
Amy! Thank goodness! I prefer you over that moron any day. You at least know what you're doing. Mind you, I don't like how you look like death at the minute.
Why do you care if I'm ill or not? Last time I remember, you have no sympathy for anyone unless they are you.
Close, but not entirely true. I have cared, and I can care.
Liar. You're heartless. You kill innocents. You have no emotion but to drive people to death. You mock those who feel under the weather and have no remorse. How can you call yourself caring at least once in your life? When has there ever been a moment where you can say you have cared?
I care about how my victims die.
You are potentially the sickest thing that exists. I've seen terrorist groups kidnap innocents and execute them in front of my very eyes. I have seen people bully the vulnerable, those with disabilities. There is no boundaries for you, is there?
My dear Amy, they are amateurs compared to me. But you're right about one thing. I don't have any boundaries.
I don't know why we're even speaking. I should just be sitting down on a chair in this room whilst I wait. What are you up to?
Me?
Yes, you. Who else has this psychotic and manipulative personality other than you?
Come on! Just because your equipment is secondhand doesn't mean that I am responsible for your lights going on the blink. I bet your Christmas presents you get your family are secondhand too.
Amy, is everything okay? The lights just suffered a fit there.
I'm not sure. Monitor him.
Is there any other unresolved crimes you'd love to pin the blame on me for?
Look, let's cut to the chase. Nobody is going to buy into your innocence or guilt-tripped words.
Not convincing enough. Do you expect me to show innocence? The way I see it, innocence is just a way to shy away from your true beliefs. Smoke and mirrors of the reality of your identity. I am not sure why you'd believe there is that weakness buried inside of me.
You're dangerous. It is something I have managed to gather. But dangerous forces can easily be tamed.
What game are you playing, Miss Quinn?
Nothing. Just wanting to try something.
I would love to try you. There's nothing better but to acknowledge how I've driven innocence to breaking point. I have a few wonderful techniques in the bag that changes the state of a simple, pointless cretin to deform into a warped, broken and corrupt mind, unstable and hopeless.
As much as you admire the possibility of breaking me, it isn't going to happen.
Has this illness impaired you by any chance? I can list a couple of examples over how I've managed to manipulate you and drag you to breaking point in our little encounter today.
Yes, that is what you seem to believe. A way to keep that smile on your face consistent as the hours roll. Breaking another person whilst being broken is difficult.
Oh, I see. You want to make me weak. To try and make me beg for you. To cry mercy. Until it hurts me inside.
See, I am fascinated. And my partner was right. You do love to mention the man you hate so much. Let's talk about him.
Can we please stop making this about him? It's rather irritating.
Oh, are we getting Jack on the edge?
Your words are not going to stab me. Not even a flick. I'll tell you what, if you can make it to the end of this day without being murdered or harmed, mentally too, I'll get him to marry you before I kill him.
The way I see it, I have this feeling that you've developed envy.
Oh, that is a good one. That was purely the greatest joke of all. I have heard people suggest the idea that my hatred for Liam is nothing more than a defected twin who wishes he lived the life Liam did. Then I ask them why. If you could choose creativity and valor over fragility and regret, which one would you love to choose?
Are you saying you have no regrets?
Well, I don't think any of us is truly alive if we lived without regret. I have lived a life where I will always be tarnished by the fact that I didn't kill my bitch of a mother when I had the opportunity to see my brother fall over and over again.
I am talking about remorse for your actions. Your psychopathic nature surely must have triggered a sense of remorse in your mind.
Anarchy across the universe. I get such a kick out of it. I think it's quite entertaining, actually, seeing people cry over the ones they love. I think of it as that breeze that is such a relief on that baking hot day. The itch that becomes vanquished on the impossible place on your back. Misery across the universe is one glorious feeling to witness. It's my universal definition of taking candy from a baby.
How is it entertaining?
I find it fascinating. Whatever this illness that has defined me has in side effects also opened my eyes. The beautiful echoes of agony, the collapse of objects, to see history crumble as if their immortality is proven otherwise. It's quite delicious. No, I do not regret my actions. Not one single bit. And if you have any plans to try and beg for me to do some difference, to see life in another light, I am far beyond redemption. You ask for me to stop, begging for my insanity to find a point of rest. And the more you keep pushing for me to stop, the more delicious the agony will be.
I know you can never be redeemed. Your twisted mind is far damaged to actually bring out some good in you. I just hoped we could bring out a bit of humanity in your DNA.
Apart from the way I look, there's nothing human about me. Why is this a defeat, as the inevitable result springs a crushing release from hope? You wanted to weaken me, and you failed. Just like humanity does all the time. You fail, and you will fail again, and fail again, until you damned yourselves to a premature death.
And how would you react if everything was taken from you?
Everything was taken from me the day I was born, you idiot! I was a defect to my family. I was never valued by anyone but my father. When I wanted to conquer my universe, Liam would stop me. I did everything right, but by sheer luck, Liam would always be there to say, "No, you can't win." Care to explain to me why Liam gets all the glory, and I am stuck talking with you two humans about my life problems?
The better man wins. It's as simple as that. Daniel, your turn. Hope you don't mind a longer duration. Going to take a bit of a nap.
You feeling a little bit better?
A bit. Still a bit weak inside.
See? She's getting better because of me. And who said I was a complete monster?
I'll take the rest of the session until they arrive for him. Just heal up. Okay?
Oh, no. Come on. I like Amy better than this annoyance.
Humans can't have a peaceful life with you terrorizing people. You can't have a peaceful wait. Suck it up.
You better make this a fun experience. I may just give you some comfort and have myself killed if you bug me out too much.
Oh no. I would never wish that for you.
Hey! You actually do want me to kill myself! Oh, you are so cruel.
Who would feel sadness if you kicked the bucket? Not even your own family would mourn for you. Name me one person out there that would be shattered if they found out you perished.
Oh, I know people who would break at the fact if I were to pass. But don't take my word for it.
Don't worry. With someone like you and what you have shown me today, I won't.
You haven't noticed it yet, have you? In the midst of trying to aggravate me and thinking you're a pair of clever freaks, your cleverness has not caught on to my eyes. Maybe if you for once use that brain of yours, you'd click to what my eyes have interest towards.
Ah, yes. No. You're not going to get your hands on it, and even if you did manage to escape, I'd die before you laid even a fingernail on this.
What? I love the design of it. It reminds me of something that used to bring terror. I don't know why. Wait! I know. I've seen this exact thing before. I knew I sensed its presence.
Yeah. Wouldn't be you if you didn't become aware of this.
Sorry, Doc, you may need to refresh my memory a bit. There's this loser called Daniel Bale who is killing my brain cells through every passing word he makes.
Well, I'm definitely not telling you now. Besides, you'd have a pretty tough experience trying to get out of here in one piece with this.
You know, you may want to watch what you're saying about losing possession of that, because these words have this tendency to kick you up the backside once you make them known. And trust me, seeing that happen to you would make my day.
You think you're going to eventually get your hands on that? Over my dead body.
Who said I was going to get that? It could be a piece of junk you humans are so easily fascinated by, like the Angel of the North. Yet I am intrigued too, so... make with the answers, Brainiac.
Why should I tell you? How is it going to benefit you?
I am a man of mystery. What am I supposed to do locked up behind here anyways?
I don't know. Some shifty crap has been going on since we placed you in here. That's why I am ever more suspicious over you. The cold coffee prank you played on Amy, the lights. I'm not telling. I know you will do something.
Is that a challenge? I understand you have a high order to protect that thing with your life, but it must be more than a piece of junk if you're not going to spill the beans.
It's more than a piece of junk. That's it.
I also have this habit of being annoying until I get my own way. Now, we can sit here like gentlemen and discuss what that object is and why you're so tight-lipped about it. Or I can annoy you to the point where you'll break into the cell and beat me to death, and I'll not stop.
You're not persistent enough to keep your arrogance going.
Shut up! I can't hear you over the sound of my own voice. Annoying.
Fine! But only because if you keep going, I'd have to break your neck.
See, it wasn't hard. Took a bit of effort out of you, but it's the kindest way to torture you, I feel.
If you want to know, it's a nuclear bomb.
What? You bad bunch of people. That is a highly dangerous and colossal weapon you have there.
In the last decade, planet Earth has come under the attack from unbelievable threats, and you've made the list. It took a while to perfect, but we've got there in the end. A nuclear bomb.
Yes? And?
And what? You got what you were begging for.
No. You are terrible at keeping secrets, Daniel.
I told you everything about this weapon. I don't even know why you want further explanation when first, you aren't even going to place your filthy hands over the thing to begin with, and second, what else am I supposed to say? Appreciate its color scheme?
Well, the shape is of a peculiar interest to me. As a man who sought every second to weakening his enemies, and trust me, it was worth it, I looked at all kinds of weapons and gizmos that could make those I wish to torment feel a little quake in their boots. But I've seen this before. If the power inside is what I believe it to be, of course this could be different being in another universe and all, I believe that beautiful creation can wipe out the universe once activated. That is very naughty of you, Daniel.
So you know more about this weapon than we do. We only assumed it was a global threat, but a universal threat. Intriguing. How come you never nuked your universe then, if this weapon is a replica of the one on your universe?
I never said anything about having the chance to devastate the universe, but now that you mention it, it's gotten me very curious.
If your psychotic tendencies aren't to blame for the knowledge about this weapon, what is?
In my universal war that I was exiled in, the Orselians would come to the conclusion that there was no other way to end the war other than the annihilation of both species. That baby right there was one of the key considerations to ending the war. Great to see someone is as hostile as I am, keeping a weapon like that in waiting to be used. And I am the selfish one?
If you were there through it all, you'd understand this may be the only option to end a cause that allows hostile creatures from enslaving the universe.
Except that is not the full conclusion, my delusional friend.
What do you mean?
See, you know I am from another universe, nothing new there. But do you want to know why they call this Earth 2?
Egotism issues? Wanting your Earth to be the pinnacle of all these Earths you claim to exist?
Well, no. I don't care which Earth is number one. You're all the same in terms of being the revolting, ugly, and pathetic species that are a liability. But what is the meaning of life?
Quit changing the subject.
Maybe if you answered my question, you wouldn't get so vicious.
A lot of people say 42. Even though I think it's stupid.
You know something, Daniel? It's not as stupid as you may believe. They are right. 42. 42. 42 is the answer to the meaning of life, because that is the reality. Universe 2 is the second link out of 42 universes that are fractured. There are hundreds of universes out there, but only 42 have had so much temporal activity thrown at it. They are united. If these universes were to fall, so does the universe preceding it, because 3 is not the second number.
Wouldn't it make sense to go to Universe 42 and make every other universe in this circle fall?
Oh, too true, but I am yet to step into the rest of the universes. I like to get to know who and what I am ruining. First impressions are important. Now drop this subject. It's making me sound like my brother. Ugh, that is a disturbing image.
It's your fault. You got curious about the bomb.
Yes, but who is the more ignorant out of you and I? I'll give you a little clue. It ain't me, chump.
So, if you had your hands on this weapon, you'd end every universe, even this one. This is why having you locked up in here is not part of my job. It's a universal guarantee.
Oh, I know what you mean, but the important thing to note is that if I place my marvelous hands on that bomb, I wouldn't be so quick to activate it instantly. See, now that I think about it, Liam is going to be let down knowing that he is trying his hardest to arrive in Universe 2 and kill me. It's like telling a child the Tooth Fairy doesn't exist.
How would it be a letdown? I'm sure if he hates your guts, he'd be glad to see you taken care of.
Well, he was expecting to challenge me. A final confrontation that would see the end of one of us. And he knows deep down that it would be a battle with no confidence in him. See, I would be positive about my chances of success. Liam, on the other hand, would start lingering in doubt and worry about how he would survive. That is how that troubled, worthless freak operates.
Don't worry. If he gets here, I am sure we'll tell him that he can be happy about how your overconfidence became your weakness.
Not always. Well, sometimes. But I'm glad you're getting a reaction out of this. Locked away in here, you prodding the cage to get a reaction out of the hungry shark looking to take a bite out of you. It's quite amusing.
See, I can never fathom how you can get a kick out of this.
Because you're not an insane psychopath who loves the torment of others. You're just a boring nobody with the reputation of being a real pain in the butt.
I'd rather be this boring nobody than someone who causes agony to others. To people like Amy, to innocents who just try to live without any issues. But you have to appear, don't you? Being the thorn in their side, turning their perfections to ruin.
Sorry to break the news to you, but life isn't fair. That's why I'm speaking to you.
Life isn't fair. I get that. But I think life would be a lot more gracious in bearing with you out of the picture. There's no reasoning with you, but one day, I'm positive you will experience a pain that topples the pain you have caused your victims. I hope it comes to that one day.
God, I must have been tired. Daniel? Daniel? Daniel, is everything okay in there? Oh God, I must check on him. Daniel! What the hell? What did you do? You've killed him!
Me? Why am I getting blamed?
'Cause you're the insane one here. Oh God, Daniel!
Amy, I'd love to approach you with honesty, so I will share that honesty in the sentence. I did not kill him!
I don't care. And I'm not going to accept a chance the same fate happens to me, so you can escape. I'm going to execute you.
How much more do I need to convince you? Buy you flowers and say I love you, bring you the head of Donald Trump, propose in front of a crowd of sick children caused by me!
I'm sick of you. Calling unit officials. The retrieval of the psychotic idiot we have captured is to be withdrawn. I'm planning to execute him. He has murdered Daniel Bale, and I cannot accept the same fate happens to me, followed by his escape. Hello? What the hell is going on? You've caught the wires too?
You are seriously depriving some poor village of its idiot. How could I possibly escape when I'm in something so tough? I am all out of answers, and you're out of your mind.
I know. You drove him to the point of insanity. If you can't escape, the other possibility is he shot himself due to how you screwed him up.
Now, I must admit, you are getting warmer, but you're still wrong. Care for one last guess?
If you didn't kill him, and he didn't kill himself, how the hell did he die?
Don't you have cameras? Or are you cheaper than you look? Check it out. I love a good film as much as the next person.
Good idea. Then I can finally put you out of your misery.
There's no reasoning with you, but one day, I'm positive you will experience a pain that topples the pain you have caused your victims. I hope it comes to that one day.
Speaking of suffering, someone's finally come to end it.
Amy, you should be asleep right now. Wait. Why you have a gun in your hand? Amy, what is going on? Why are you pointing that thing at me? Amy!
Atta girl! You killed him! You've gone and killed him! Bravo!
No, I don't remember doing that.
Wow, what a cliffhanger!
I don't know how I could do such a thing.
I have a theory, but It won't be pretty. Kind of like the dry blood on the floor right now.
Oh, God. What have I done?
Oh, don't worry, my dear. We've all got to let out a bit of Jack at some point in our dismal lives. You just happened to shoot someone who cared for you. But good job, if I say so myself. He was begging for it.
I know you had something to do with this. I don't remember any of this. I don't even have the guts to harm anyone, let alone kill someone.
Maybe I did do something to you. Oops!
What did you do?
I don't like it when the fun gets ruined. It's like explaining a joke to someone.
You're sick! What did you do?
Whoa, think! You're supposed to be intelligent.
I don't know. Tell me.
Maybe if I hooked you up to some coffee, that might jog your memory.
Wait a minute. The coffee. Coffee that was cold. You drugged me?
And the winner of tonight's show, Amy Quinn! You win... I don't know exactly.
Fine. If Unit isn't responding, and if you have drugged me, the effects will still be present. I'm going to have to kill you.
Come on, then. Finish me off. Pull the plug. Stop me once and for all. That's if you can, that is. I have one final question before you execute me. What is stopping me from ripping your head off right now if you come in here and shoot me? I mean, I am inside this caging.
You do know there is a gap the size of a letterbox I can easily get a shot against you with. How else are we supposed to pass through your meals and fluids?
I didn't mean that.
Oh my God.
You know, the best part about being free was I never even asked. I would have made a run for it, but I've said it over and over again. The reaction from those who lose someone fills me for the day. I think in this instant, I'm gonna burst.
I'd make this the last laugh, because I think it's wise to put an end to you.
Oh, go ahead. But the moment your finger itches closer towards the trigger, I'll be at your throat giving you the last rites.
I'll be quick.
No, you won't. I might be a bit crazy, but stupid I am not. Look at you. You're even struggling to stabilize yourself now. What rotten chance do you have in killing me if my brother couldn't do the job?
You pull yourself away from being branded as stupid. But you should be aware that everyone is different. And that includes me. Any last words?
Ooh, put on the spot, I like that. Well, I'd like to think if you could pull the trigger, you'd make me the happiest person in the world. I like you. You not only put that moron down, but we are connected. And I'd like to think we were close.
Ending with a joke. Fitting.
Finally, you're here. Took your time, but you made it.
What the hell? It's not Unit.
Oh, look at you, all smart and observant. No, this isn't your poxy group coming to take me away. That was never the plan.
What do you mean?
Well, you see, I may have told you a tinsy white lie about my desire to head to a place called home. I mean, I was never going to break free and kill both of you instantly. Not until my knight in shining armor arrived. You see, I was your little prisoner, but I was also your biggest mistake. Managing to arrest myself to bring me to something that I required.
Wait. No. It's a nuclear device. You knew it was here. You decided to get yourself incarcerated. Because of this?
Oh, how right you are! Did you think you could take me effortlessly? Oh, if only it were that simple. Alas, it was not. And all I had to do was wait until they came along.
They?
Oh, I shouldn't be ignorant. Amy Quinn, I present to you the Shadow Unit. My little prize to kill a brother I have despised. See, I played you both. I volunteered myself to be locked up by your bunch. Oh, it must have been cruel to play the joke on you, making you believe you won. Nobody wins when they play against Jack. But right now, you should know that.
So this is your circus.
Amy, I have a game to play with you. It's called Live or Die, a classic. If you give me the nuclear bomb right now, I will let you live. Of course, there will have to be some alteration so you don't know about my existence, but think of it like this. Loss of memory or death, not a hard choice.
I don't think letting you monsters nuke this world is a choice I can live with.
Amateur shots, right? Don't do anything. Me and Amy Quinn have a special relationship.
You have not been using me.
Oh no, my dear Darkness. Just I have had a keen interest in how she has approached me. But all that is about to come to an end.
Oh, you got that right.
Have we run out of luck? Sniper, take the bomb. I call this the end of our interview. It's been a pleasure, my dear. I've shared some amazing memories, but time is running short. I didn't want it to end like this, but if I seem to recall, I have an extermination to take care of.
I hope it puts an end to you.
You know what? In the same way, I hope he does too. Oh, I must have been a bit too hard on her. We have everything we need. Next stop, the shadows. The joke was on me. Jack Catterson was played by Liam Catterson. Amy Quinn was played by Marielena Alcaraz. Daniel Bale was played by Garrett Gizen. Darkness was played by Rachel Winwood. This story was written by Liam Catterson. The Catterson Chronicles will return in Suicide Squad, May 2017.